Hey, blessings everyone. It's Malik Ali here with Rebranding the World. And remember, I'm coming on here as a friend and I want to get a chance to share a really cool topic today about confrontation. We're going to get confrontational today. I'm just joking. Take a deep breath. It's going to be okay. But I see life in patterns and cycles, and so one of the we all do. The human mind is amazing at picking up patterns and cycles. It's how we have survived up until today. And so one of the things that I've picked up recently in my life is the aspect of confrontation and how challenging it can be for individuals as a whole to engage in confrontational conversations with family, with friends, within the work atmosphere, and within everyday life and everyday experiences. Here are a few different elements that we can definitely see in motion when confrontation comes in. One is flight, freeze, and fight, right? And the fourth area, which is what we want to enter into, is finding the silver lining, which is finding the enlightenment, finding the ability to engage with a sense of love, to find harmony, to find justice, to find fairness, to find victory. And how often is that really the motive and avenue that people tap into? It's very few, very rare. And I can speak for myself, right? That for the longest time, this was something very challenging for me to grow through, but I have grown through it now. I've learned to master it. I've learned to push past the discomfort when confrontation comes in through family, friends, work atmosphere, and just everyday life, right? And that's why I wanted to share this, because I want other people to be impacted. And in my own life, I have had conversations this week, which I experienced many people going through the same aspect of disengaging from confrontation. So I know that this is something that people as a whole need, because patterns and cycles. How cool. So in my own life, in the past, I was a coward in terms of engaging in confrontation. For me, it was the freeze, pretending like it didn't happen majority of the time, or justifying what happened and just allowing it to take place. Now, what that allowed to take place in my life was those experiences kept coming back in every 3 months, 6 months, 2 years, 5 years. And because I disengaged, because the world, the universe, because the Most High God was coming to teach me, because God loves me, God cares about me, right? You might see it as the universe, you might see it as your consciousness, your higher self, whatever that is for you. For me, it's God. And what I was understanding was these experiences were coming in because God was trying to teach me, to discipline me, to allow me to reach the next level so I can prosper and reach my potential. And I finally realized that through various teachers that I have in my life. One of them is Kirby Delanerol, amazing teacher. And so when I realized that I needed to end that cycle, those experiences began to diminish in my life. Or if they came back in, I had the resolve to be able to arise and engage in the confrontation, to find the silver lining, to stand up for myself, to be able to speak in a harmonious way, to find resolution, right? So two experiences that I want to share to help just give examples really quick, right? And tune into the whole message. This will be a blessing for those who really need to hear it, right? Your life can shift and change. And then I'll give two solutions of how you can find the victory when these types of circumstances come into your life. So stay tuned. So two examples. One of the conversations I had this week with an individual who wouldn't mind me sharing this. I'm not going to share names and details specific, but just a general overview. There was a situation where this person is a nanny for a family, and a raise was discussed but not given at the appropriate time that was discussed. And now for this person who's the nanny has had discomfort in engaging in the confrontation to bring the topic up again. And I asked, well, why is that? And the individual mentioned, well, I know these children that I'm nannying over so well. We're like a family. I don't see them in the sense of needing to re-engage in that conversation, but that was a justification. The person justified not engaging in the confrontation. So I flipped the script for this individual. I said, well, wait a second. Family, if you see them as family and they see you as family, families most of the time, right, in a healthy sense, are looking after each other. Before you ask them, they're willing to give. They're generous, right? They make sure that they're valuing one another, that they're holding up to their word, right? When it's healthy, that's what happens. And if not, then we need to engage in the confrontation to stand up for ourselves in a loving way with integrity, respect, and firmness, right? And courageousness. And watch how things shift and change. So when I said it that way, the person realized, wow, it's really me, that I've had a really hard time engaging in confrontation. So remember, I'm going to give two solutions, right? But these are the ways an individual can justify not taking forward action. Okay, example number 2. And these are important so that you really get this, so you can make a shift and a transformation in your life, right? And you can do it right now. I'll get to that later. I'm getting really excited. So the second aspect, right? This individual mentioned that they were having a challenging time with their family, that their family is very judgmental towards them. This is what was expressed to me, and that they're very materialistic. They're very opinionated. They very much criticize this person on how they live their life, how they raise their children, and because of these circumstances, this person has not stood up for themselves. Right? They've chose to flight. Right? So the first example, she froze, right? And disengaged in engaging with the conversation. This person is flighting. They are no longer wanting to engage with the family anymore. The first person still engaged with the family, still engaged with her work as a nanny, right? But she just froze in dealing with the confrontation. The second person is flighting, right? Avoiding the circumstance altogether, because now they've justified, well, if they're going to do this, if they're going to do that, if they're going to continue to speak to me in this way and criticize me in this way, I'm going to disengage completely. So I flipped the script and I asked her a question. I said, well, did you by any chance express to them how you feel when they criticize you in this way, when they don't share, when they are not being open-minded to understand your lens of life and how your viewpoint is, and why you're making these choices and decisions? Perhaps from a loving, caring place, they are sharing this with you, but without your response, without your ability to stand up and fully explain how they are perhaps coming off maybe is not appropriate, then how will they know themselves that they are in error, right? You have to be willing to use your communication from a place of peace, stillness, love, honor, respect, integrity, not of offense, not of unforgiveness, not of trauma, not of hurt, because if you speak from that place, it will just add fuel to the fire. But if you can remain harmonious in your emotions and use them, right, even if it's frustration and anger, but in a balanced way, with love and integrity, now you can find resolution, you can find the silver lining. And that flipped the script for her, and she says, you're right, I need help to navigate how to deal with confrontations. So I have a great teaching on my YouTube channel. I'll leave the link in the description below. It's free. I do this because I care. I could charge so much for this stuff, but I give it away because I want people's lives to be impacted, right? And so maybe one day that might change, we'll see. But this is where I'm positioned right now. So take advantage of resources that are available to you if this really speaks to you, if you need help in navigating this. Okay, so now the two solutions, right? One that you can do is find the ability to remove past the offense, the unforgiveness, the trauma, which that's a totally different conversation and topic. But if you can find that silver lining within yourself, that peace and harmony, right? Now what you can do is visualize and practice how that conversation would go in real life. Look at yourself in the mirror and, act it out, right? Wear the shoes of an individual who can walk into this confrontation with the right energy and flow and harmony to find the resolution, to voice out how it has taken place, and what would be fair, what would be just, standing up for yourself, right? And seeing the picture in a holistic sense without an accusation, without an accusatory demeanor. You're not making accusations, right? So act it out, speak it out. What does it feel like to have this conversation, right? And who are you talking to? What are you looking to achieve, right? When will you do